Hello, welcome to my channel. So I'm not too good at making videos, so if I'm doing something in this reaction video that you do not like, just let me know. I try to keep everything by the guidelines, and today we'll be watching Deck Ready. Please support his channel. His link is in the description, and let's go.
Playing a ton of games from other storefronts on my Steam Deck, I figured I'd let you know that Junk Store is getting a big 2.0 update very soon, and their pricing model is broken down finally. And then, as always, I've got a game recommendation for you guys. If you're looking for an extraction shooter on the Steam Deck, since you've played everything that Sulfur has to offer in their last recommendation, now is the best time possible to check out Zero Sver. How's it going, everyone? As always, my name is Jimmy Champagne. This is Deck Ready, my channel all about the Steam Deck. I love covering everything in the world.
As far as I know, this is one of the there's not too many YouTubers that just do videos on Steam Deck, so it's cool to find a guy digging in on this shit. Definitely subscribing to him, and you should too. His YouTube name is Deck Ready.
Steam, SteamOS, Steam Deck, and Valve, just because I spend most of my time gaming. So if that sounds awesome to you, help me get to 100,000 subscribers.
Yes,
really
help him.
To me personally. So if you're new here, you've been here for a while, you're one of the 70% of people who watch this channel that aren't subscribed, please subscribe and set your notifications to all. With the intro out of the way, let's talk.
I think he has a Discord community too, and he plays games with his community, so that's pretty cool.
Talk about the new update Steam just got on Windows. This was the quickest beta ever, going into beta last week, and then now it's officially available. You get new performance monitoring on Windows, which looks pretty much identical to what you get on the Steam Deck. And the reason Valve updated the performance monitoring on Windows is because they want to help people understand why they're losing frames in games. So like on the Steam Deck, it is 4 options available of different granularity. The lowest option will just show you your FPS as usual. But as you go up the levels, you'll get more and more information, and I gotta be real, I'm absolutely obsessed with this stuff. So you'll get CPU usage, you'll get GPU usage, you'll get VRAM usage, you'll get frame time graphs, you'll get everything you need to know about how a game is running on your PC. And this is essential. Valve said
Interesting.
they want people to understand run on their PC. I can't think of a better tool to do it.
Okay, so he's talking about the new Steam Deck update for Windows that brings over the Steam Deck's performance monitoring. That's huge. He mentions it's got 4 levels of granularity, from basic FPS to detailed CPU, GPU, and VRAM usage. I love how he's geeking out over this. Honestly, it's so cool, and I totally get why, because knowing what's bottlenecking your game is a game changer. For example, he points out how Unreal Engine 5 games like Lord of the Rings Fallen can stutter, you know? You can stutter no matter what CPU you have. So that's a good point. I've had similar issues with some games, and it's frustrating when you think a hardware upgrade will fix it, but it's actually the game's fault. So, what do you guys think? Have you run into this with Unreal Engine 5 titles? I'm curious if this new overlay will help me troubleshoot my own setup better than tools like MSI Afterburner.
I know there's other things you can use, like the performance overlay and RTSS is usually my go-to. For some reason, specifically with Unreal Engine 5 games like Lords of the Fallen and reboot of the original game, RTSS can break games, so it's just annoying to have to close down MSI Afterburner every time I want to play this game, and I've literally been sitting there at my PC saying, man, I wish the performance overlay from the Steam Deck could be translated over Windows, and I'm glad it's here, because it's a great feature. Now, the way Valve explains this is like you can use it as a tool to figure out what part your PC needs, but unfortunately, as someone who does a lot of performance and settings testing in the games I play, like honestly, my favorite game when I get a new game is to figure out the settings on the first night, and then I just go and never really touch them again a lot of the time. Like specifically with Lords of the Fallen, that was a monumental game for me, because after I got the settings all figured out to stop the stuttering,
that game frustrated the out of me, by the way. That game was so frustrating. I've tried that game like 20 times now. I just can't do it, man. If you guys like Lords of the Fallen now, let me know in the comments. I want to hear about the updates and stuff it's had. If it's worth jumping into now, I might give it another shot.
Played it. I beat it. It's awesome. It's definitely worth going back to because it's $20 all the time. But unfortunately, a lot of games that use Unreal Engine 5, like Oblivion Remastered, Lords of the Fallen, Expedition 33, even if your CPU is the problem, for example, like that's what's causing the traversal stutters or single frame stutters and everything that comes along with Unreal Engine 5 games, upgrading the CPU won't always fix that issue because
Yeah.
some of the best CPUs on the market will still have that micro stuttering. It'll just be shorter micro stuttering and it's still there and still perceivable. So like, don't look at this graph that's telling you, hey, your CPU is maxed out or it's getting bottlenecked by the GPU, and go pay hundreds of dollars to upgrade your CPU. Like, you should do a full investigation. The one thing I think that will influence a lot of people to upgrade their
So yeah, he's super transparent about the controversy over its $40 yearly subscription model, which I respect. He explains it's for ongoing updates and SteamOS breaks third-party plugins all the time. I get both sides. You know, paying for a tool like this might feel steep when the other plugins are free, but if it makes adding Epic Games or GOG titles to Steam seamless, that's a huge win for convenience. I'm struggling with heroic setup myself, so I'm intrigued by Junkar's one-click solution. Jimmy's excitement about potential GOG support has me sold pretty much. I love to play those classic Resident Evil ports on my deck without the hassle. That would be nice. What's your take on this?
parts is watching their VRAM get maxed out. Both NVIDIA and AMD have not kept up with the trend of games requiring more and more VRAM. Like, they're still, I'm pretty sure, selling 8GB VRAM graphics cards, which is absolutely ridiculous. Like, when you play Jedi Survivor, a game that has a major memory leak, like, if you use this performance monitor or RTSS, like I've been using for the past few years, you can literally watch the VRAM usage creep up and up over time, and it never clears itself. So about after an hour, if you've got a 12GB GPU VRAM like I do, the game will just completely break down, and the only way to fix it is to restart the game, or sometimes your entire PC. So you can kind of not only find what component is causing bottlenecks in games you're playing, but you can also identify through that games that just aren't finished and stop wasting your time trying to find the perfect settings. Like, so many games are coming out these days where you could spend all day long. Like, you could be messing with settings until Saturday night next year, and you could never find a solution because no matter what parts you throw at it, it could be fundamentally broken. And that's the real thing that I think Valve should be highlighting. It could just be used as a tool to tell you when a game isn't worth wasting your time on. And because Valve is awesome, Steam has a great refund policy. So even if you go over the 2-hour limit, you might get denied once in a while, but I'll just tell you firsthand, there are a few games that I've messed around with the settings in for more than 2 hours, like Silent Hill 2, for example. That remake is a mess still to this day, almost a year later. I refunded that game after like 4 hours of screwing with the settings and realizing through my performance monitoring that it's just a game. Sometimes it really is just a game. But yeah, I'm glad this feature was added in. It's long overdue, kind of, unless you had these third-party options like I do, but I'm glad that once they released it, they got it right. As usual, I wish more companies would take a page out of Valve's book and just do things because they help the consumer instead of only doing things that generate revenue or the dreaded word engagement. But you guys know, I'm always looking to improve the overall usability of my Steam Deck, and that's kind of how I discovered Junkster. So I don't use Epic Game Store really at
Yeah, I'm totally vibing with the Steam Deck talk, man. Y'all know I'm obsessed with handheld gaming. Okay, so real talk, who else is geeking out over tech updates like this? I'm living for these details. I'm just imagining playing my favorite games with these new features. What's your go-to Steam Deck game? Let me know. But let's be real. Am I the only one who spends hours tweaking game settings? Not just me, right?
I've added a lot of free games to my actual library. I mostly use GOG because they have a lot of old games, like the original 2 Resident Evil It's got those great, amazing PC ports, and then Silent Hill 4 The Room has an incredible PC port that you can really only get access to on GOG. So I've been using Heroic for a while. I kind of took a hiatus from using Heroic, if I'm being honest, because I spent so much time trying to get it set up right back when the Steam Deck came out, and I followed these guides to the T to try and get everything working right.
This is why I love this community, man. Always dropping knowledge bombs like Jimmy does. Y'all feeling this shit? I am.
Just a huge mess. So I was surprised to see when I went back to it to get these Resident Evil 3, 2, and 1 PC ports installed on the Steam Deck. That Heroic not only looks a lot better, everything just works. I logged into GOG, I downloaded the games, and then you can add individual games to Steam, and it even pulls art in for the banners, the box art, and everything else. So Heroic has gotten a lot better, but it was in that hiatus that I discovered the Deck Plugin Junk Store as an easy way to add Epic Game Store games to Steam. They've had a little bit of controversy leading up to their 2.0 version because
just a little bit.
It's not going to be a Decky plugin anymore. It doesn't share any code with the Decky plugin. It's going to be a standalone app. And the way the pricing model works is you pay $40 for an entire year of support. So you get updates for that entire year as they update it.
$40 yearly. I can respect that. I can respect that. $40 a year. I don't know, man. I've struggled with Heroic setup myself. I'm intrigued by the one-click solution, though. I don't know, man.
And if you don't want to pay anymore, you don't lose access. You just get the latest version within the 12-month period that you paid for, and you can use that forever. But the reason they're charging a yearly fee is because, you know, SteamOS updates all the time, and then it breaks third-party plugins constantly.
True.
Like anything from Decky breaks with every single Steam Deck update, which is why I stopped using Decky. So for them to continue to put in the work to make sure it always works with every new SteamOS update, they're asking for money every single year to continue to get those updates. Now, I don't know. It's kind of tough for me to pass judgment because if it works, like I'm fine to pay for it, honestly. And also, I understand the other side where it's like most of the other third-party tools on the Steam Deck are paid. And they did try to add it to Steam as something you'll be able to buy, like through Steam, and then it got taken down, so there was some weirdness there. I don't even want to wade into the conversation of whether or not it should be paid. As far as the actual model itself goes, I think it's fine. Like, you know, paying for a year of updates for an app and then paying a year later. As someone who is
yeah, I mean, I think it's okay. I think it'll be fine. If you don't think it'll be fine, I'd like to hear your reasoning behind it, though. I'm sure there's going to be some people that might not agree, and that's okay. But that's what the comment section is for, so we can talk about that.
Completely supported by YouTube, you know, talking about the Steam Deck that pays all my bills. I love that I'm able to do that because it's a great job. It's the best job I've ever had, and probably will be the best job I ever do. So I don't fault the developers at all for trying to make money off of it because it looks like Junk Store 2.0 is going to be awesome. So you'll be able to load in all the Epic Store games.
And I think it's going to be awesome.
At the launch of 2.0, they're going to take that as a sign that they should work on getting GOG supported, which would be huge for me. So I'm going to buy a copy of day one just to see GOG included because I like the simplicity of it. I like the ability to just one-click add, scrape, do whatever to get all of my third-party games within Steam, so I don't have to think about that. The less I have to go to desktop mode to not do something that I want to do, but instead do something that is like a weird trick or hack or something like that, the better. I just want to spend time playing games on my Steam Deck, and I'm happy to pay for things that help me achieve that goal. But it's totally like subjective, right? Like, if you don't think it's worth $40, that's a decision for you to make. And I'm not gonna
that's totally up to you guys, man. If you don't think it's worth 40, it's fine. You know, just move on.
Because it's your money. Don't let anyone tell you what you do with your money. And I like that they were upfront that this does take time and energy and actual work to get going. I like that they were upfront about the fact that, you know, they're not sharing code with the free version and that you'll still be able to use the free version from Decky. It's just not going to get as much support.
Man, if I was out here making moves, I'm low-key freaking out about this a little bit. It's fucking...
They're not being sneaky or sneaky about it. So, while I understand that people are a little more protective of their money right now, I've had great interactions with the people behind Junk Store, and I can tell you, based off of my limited knowledge of them, like, I don't know them as people, people, but you know, they seem like great people who just love the Steam Deck. Like they're not being cynical about it. They're just trying to earn a living off of their work that is related to the Steam Deck. And can I, as a YouTuber, really fault them for that? No, I don't really care. Honestly, at the end of the day, I'm just like, be real. I'm gonna pay the $40 so I can get access to this product. So if you've lapsed,
I think I'm gonna do it. I think I'm gonna pay the $40. I think it's worth it. Yeah.
Well, good, happy to know that it does work better now. That's great. If you want a better solution, I recommend Junk Store. I think it's also awesome. The great thing is there's options for everyone. So there you go.
I really like his setup behind him.
If you're a long time
Zero Sver. I think I played it. I don't remember. I gotta check my Steam library after this.
You'll know that I recommended this game when it came in 1.0, and I've always had the caveat that the controls are kind of whack. Like they're there, they work.
Yeah, it's like Escape from Tarkov, right? It's a single player game.
They're functional. They take some getting used to, and I did get used to them, and I've sunk around 30 or 40 hours into this game over the past year or so since I bought it.
That's not bad. 30, 40 hours, so he probably knows a decent amount.
It's functional, but I've been begging the developers to go back and actually support the Steam Deck because when you look at this game, it looks like it was built for the Steam Deck to be played on the Steam
Yeah,
Deck. So essentially
I can
what
see
it
that.
is like when you took Escape from Tarkov. So it's the game where you go into a map, you kill guys, you loot their stuff, and then you try to get out without dying, then you save your stuff or sell your stuff to get upgrades to your base or your character. It's like that, but if you made it 16-bit and top down and made it just awesome and single player, most importantly. There's no online component to this at all.
Yes. Yes, thank you. We need more single player extraction games because I love the idea of extraction games, but I do not love the idea of playing online with a bunch of assholes, hackers, and it's just not fun, bro. It's a very, very, very niche genre, and you're gonna suck at the game or you're gonna be killing everybody. There's really no in between.
It's all within a single player game, which is another reason why it's so great for the hand. So I'm happy to report that not only, again, is it out of early access, it's only $20, which is a great buy-in price. I feel like that qualifies as your guys' very stringent requirements for budget game. I feel like $20 is a budget game. Right now, while I'm recording this video, it was on sale for $15, and it just got a quality of life update that not only redoes the controls completely and makes them amazing on Steam Deck, but also just regular controllers to the point where I find.
So yeah, it's a single player extraction shooter with a 16-bit top-down vibe. So yeah, he compares it to Escape from Tarkov, which is, yeah, I mean it basically is. It's basically made for the Steam Deck, and sign me up, you know. He seems pretty pumped about the recent quality of life update. Overhauled the controls and added a prologue to teach you how to play, which is pretty cool. Games that don't explain themselves are such a time sink, especially when you're busy. So at $20 or $15 sale, this sounds like a steal, especially for 30, 40 hours of gameplay. That's, yeah. I haven't played it yet, I don't think, but his passion definitely wants me to check it out. Sounds pretty awesome.
But also it got full-scale optimization for the Steam Deck, so it runs a little bit better, and it got a prologue, which is something that really needed. I hate games that you have to go to YouTube to figure out how to play them, or look for articles, or talk to ChatGPT, like, how do I play this game, or something like that. You should always have.
I'm sure there's people in the Steam discussion begging for this game to be multiplayer, and I hope they do not touch the game and make it multiplayer. Balance it for single player. We have enough multiplayer bullshit, man. We need more single player. Single!
You should always have a glossary of how to play your game, because as you get older, you have less time to spend on stuff like playing video games. So the more time you have to spend learning how to play a game, the more frustrating the act of playing that game becomes. So the tutorial, I think they did a great job on it. It's really funny, it's really witty, and it does a great job actually teaching you how to play the game, which is most important here. And once you get your head around how this
Man, looks like there's a lot of weapons and shit. I can see this getting pretty addicting.
game works, I promise you, you're going to be absolutely hooked, and it's going to be a game that you return to for years, if not decades to come, because it really is just that good. They announced in their update video that they've sold 500,000 copies of this game. Let's get that up to 1 million, guys. Like, this game is so good. I feel like it could be a million seller on Steam, but again, for $20, 500,000 copies, like, they're sitting pretty, and I'm glad that they didn't just abandon the game after they released it out of early access. It's great. If you like Stalker, if you like Hunt Showdown, if you like Escape from Tarkov, and you've always wanted a single player version that looks great on the back, this is it. This is the best it's ever going to get, because this game is incredible. So if you pick it up, let me know down in the comments what you think of it, and just give it a little bit of time if it's a little overwhelming at first. All of these extraction shooters,
I don't hear anybody ever talk about the game. I don't. But if you played it, let me know in the comments, and I might check it out after this video, man. Like, he's got me really wanting to play it. But that's about it for this video. Pretty cool Steam update. Thanks for watching, guys. I appreciate